Several years ago, I made this simple serving tray for Mrs. Tinkerer. Now there's not much to it, it's just butt joints and glue. This one's made out of maple, but I thought I'd make another one out of cherry. And I want to take you along with me so that you can see how easy it is, and hopefully you can make your own. So what are we waiting for? Let's get started. I started off our project by gluing up a couple of 6-inch cherry boards. This is going to make up our tray bottom. It's approximately 12 by 20. Now after unclamping it, I run it through the planer just to even up the surface and also to thin it out a bit. Then taking it over to the miter saw, I trim it to its final length. This also evens up the ends. Now cutting the sides couldn't be easier. I'm not even going to measure these. I'm just going to butt the side piece against the end piece, and I'm going to mark the length. Taking it to the miter saw, I cut it to length, and then once the sides are done, I do the same thing for the ends. Next, I'm going to mark the point where the top of the sides intersect the ends. I'm doing this because we want to curve our ends down to meet the sides. And to mark this curve, I'm using an old mini blind wand. You could actually use anything that had a radius. You could even freehand it if you wanted to. Now we're laying out the cutouts for our handles. I'm centering them on each end, and because I want the cutouts to have rounded ends on them, I'm using a compass to draw an 1.5 inch circle. Now I'm connecting the circles. And using an 1.5 inch Forstner bit, we're going to drill out both ends of the handle. Then we take it over to the scroll saw to complete the rest of the handle cutout. And while we're here, we're going to cut the curve on the top of our ends. Using our oscillating drum sander, we clean up our handle cutout, as well as the curve on the top. I've put a 1/4 inch roundover bit in the router, and I'm going to ease the edges of the sides and the ends. I'm being careful to only round the top edges of the sides though. And now for a little assembly. We spread some glue on all the joints, and then using my 23 gauge pin nailer, I temporarily tack them in place until I can get clamps on them. Then after the glue dries, we use that same 1/4 inch roundover to ease the bottom edge of our tray. For a finish, we're just using spray gloss polyurethane. And this is the finished product. This thing turned out very beautiful. This cherry board had some really pretty grain patterns in it, so I featured those on these end pieces. Also, the tray bottom itself has a unique grain pattern. When I got through with several coats of spray polyurethane, I decided to put several more coats of brush polyurethane on the tray bottom itself. This is the part that's going to see a lot of use, and if it gets food or water or anything on it, it'll be easier to wipe off. Now here's the dimensions if you care to build one yourself similar to this. It's really easy, and I hope that you do. Well, I really love how this turned out. I love working with cherry. It's such a beautiful tray, but yet it's so simple. It's just butt joints, no fancy miters, no fancy joinery of any type, just butt joints and glue. I made it with a few more advanced tools, but you don't have to use those to make this. You can make this with the most basic tools that you have in your shop, and you will get the same results. It'll look just as beautiful. And I hope I've inspired you to try that and make one for yourself. Leave me a comment, let me know what you think about mine, and let me know about the ones you're going to make. Also, if you haven't subscribed yet, I would appreciate that subscription. You know, it helps my channel to grow. It gives me the boost that I need to make more of these videos and share more of my woodworking with you guys. I really appreciate you watching to the end, and I guess I'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching.